And it's recording. Okay. I'm just going to start live before we get started. Okay, people are starting in. I'm just going to. Welcome everyone. We're just getting ready to go live in Facebook. We're just getting there now, but I figured I'd do a quick welcome. Thanks for joining. Hey, Chris, David, Janice, Maria. Hey, Tina. Feel free to type in the chat, say hi, tell us where you're connecting from. And for those of you that don't know me, I think there's a few names I don't know. My name is Renee Roberts, and I am a registered health and functional nutrition coach and founder of Nourish to Live RX. And I help men and women over 40 develop healthy habits around getting better sleep, gaining energy, losing weight, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle without dieting. And before I introduce our guest speaker, Jodie, just a few little housekeeping rules, housekeeping things. If you want to ask questions, feel free to use the chat or the Q&A box. If you'd like to jump on audio and ask a question live, feel free to raise your hand and I'll let you in. And I'll now introduce our guest speaker, Jodie Rogers. Jodie went from a full-time corporate sales and marketing manager to a full-time entrepreneur, discovering the powerful benefits of therapeutic essential oils. She's on a mission to share what she's learned and empower others to take control of their health and natural solutions that are safe, effective, and affordable. So Jodie, thank you so much for joining. It's great to have you here. Jodie and I have partnered before and done a webinar, and I'm glad to have you on my webinar series. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I'll pass it to you. You can tell your story, give more of an intro. I didn't want to say a lot because I know you have a good story how you got into what you're doing. I didn't want to spoil that for anybody. So
yeah, sure. So yeah, I can share a little bit about myself. As Renee said, 7 years ago, my life looked very different than what it does today. I was in a corporate job and just finding myself actually, a coach recently put it this way, that I was in violation of my values. So I was living this very natural lifestyle outside of work. And then I worked for a major consumer packaged goods company, selling the stuff that we as health care, practitioners recommend you don't buy. You don't eat stuff on the inside of the store, right? Shop the perimeter of the store, buy the natural, the veggies, the fresh foods. So I really found myself in this disconnect, and that became apparent to those around. So 3 years ago, I was restructured out of my corporate career, but I had landed on my feet with doTERRA. So doTERRA is an essential oils and natural wellness company, and I've been using the products and incorporating them into my home and my family, and thankfully I've been sharing and sort of had a little side gig growing. And so when that notification came, like, you're no longer welcome here, I landed firmly on the ground with entrepreneurship as a wellness advocate with doTERRA. So I would love to give you guys a little bit of education tonight. So I am going to share my screen. I do have a presentation, but I'm going to try to keep it keep you engaged and keep you participating. I know in a webinar format we don't get to interact, and in days of the past, you'd be sitting in front of me across the table or in a living room, being able to smell these beautiful oils and maybe even put them in your water and try them. So we're going to try to keep it a little bit fun and engaging. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen in 1 second here. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's always the fun part of technology. Here we go.
Technology's awesome.
Yeah, we love it. So let me know if you see a nice big purple essential oils 101 slide. Does
Yes,
that look? Yeah,
yes,
perfect.
you do.
Okay. So, so that's what we're going to chat about tonight, sort of essential oil basics. And that's me. So I already gave myself the introduction, but that's my family, and really they are the reason why I continue to pursue this lifestyle. Being able to be equipped with solutions in my home when the day-to-day things like headaches and indigestion, nausea, sore throat, you know, you name it, comes along, bug bites and so forth, skin irritations, pain, we've got it all. And so I'm really thankful. And my husband's journey was one of overcoming arthritic pain. He had juvenile arthritis. And thanks to some of our oils and lotions and even supplements, he's been able to live without pain for as many years as we've been living with doTERRA. So that's pretty awesome. So my goal tonight is really to help you to understand the power of essential oils and how they can change your health. And if you walk away knowing sort of 3 cool things, I will have done my job. So what I'm going to do to get this to be interactive is I want you to text me. So you're going to have a chance to win some prizes tonight if you participate. So I know we've got the chat box, but I can't see it when I'm presenting. So if you text me your name to Jodie Rogers, so that's my number there, 647-401-3759. There's going to be a few questions along the way. I've got to, just keep you knowing. So I know if you've learned the 3 cool things that I plan to teach you, and then at the end of the night, I'm going to draw a couple of winners who will win an essential oil. So if you want to play along, that's how you can win. So just text me to 647-401-3759. And the first question I have for you is, which one sounds like you? So I like to know my audience. Like, I like to know if people have used oils before, if you use them currently, if what brought you here tonight. So this is a multiple choice, and all you need to do is text me the letter that represents you. So A, I have no clue what these hippie oils are. If that's you, text me A. Maybe you've heard about oils, you're kind of wondering what's the hype, and you're like, make me a believer. I want to learn. So if you're B, text B to 647-401-3759. C, my medicine cabinet consists of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And for those not familiar, these are very popular oils, and you can do like over 100 things with just those 3 oils. So really, these oils are multifaceted. And then D, I've got it all, baby. My house is on doTERRA overload. I use them for sleep, to clean my bathroom, and even to cook with. So you tell me which one sounds like you. And please also just text me your name so I know when I respond, I can put a name, even though I don't have a face to the name, I can put a name to the number. So if you just go ahead and text that, then thanks for playing along. All right, so the first cool thing I want to teach you, and the hint is that they're usually in the title of the slide, okay? So the first cool thing is that essential oils are natural and safe. And you might say, like, of course they are. They come from plants, right? But in an unregulated industry, as many healthcare products often are, there is no regulatory body governing that the oil in the bottle that claims to be 100% pure is actually 100% pure. But doTERRA does things a little bit differently, and I'll elaborate in just a moment. But talking about oils, what are they? Like, what are they, and how can they benefit us? So these oils are natural aromatic compounds. So they're aromatic molecules in these little bottles that are extracted and distilled from plants. And the image you see on the slide is of a oil sac. So that's a blown up, magnified view of that peppermint leaf, okay? And the oil sac is where you get that burst of aroma, and that is the essential oil that's distilled and bottled for our therapeutic use. Now, if you've ever, picked a fresh herb, I know we're about to start gardening, but if you've broken the leaf of a fresh herb, or you've peeled an orange and you get that burst of aroma, that's the essential oil sac being broken, okay? And so essential oils contain hundreds, if not thousands, of different chemical constituents. They can be antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, analgesic, so they can help relieve pain. They can be calming. They have so many amazing benefits, and some of them contain well, all of them contain more than one benefit, and some of them are higher in one and higher in others. And we don't build up a resistance to them, unlike our modern medication. Okay, we also don't get addictions. We don't get addicted to oils like we might get addicted to certain pharmaceuticals that we were prescribed. But if you saw my collection, you might think I'm addicted. I have a lot of oils, and they're super, super concentrated. So if you've ever used fresh herbs as tinctures or in teas, essential oils are 50 to 70 times more potent. And so they're very, very concentrated. And so therefore, we only need to use them very sparingly, like 1 drop at a time. And in fact, 1 drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent to about 28 cups of peppermint tea. And if you have never experienced essential oils and would like to try peppermint oil, thankfully, snail mail still works. And I'm happy to get samples out in the mail because peppermint is just this beautiful oil. In fact, peppermint is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. When I was stuck in that corporate job, I used to get headaches on a daily basis, stress headaches, tension headaches, and I always carried around that extra strength Tylenol in my purse. And one day a friend of mine said, why don't you try oils for, peppermint oil? So I applied it to my temple, and in minutes, it helped relieve that head tension. And I immediately was a believer. I was made a believer in that one experience. And so I would love to have you experience peppermint oil or another oil. So if that sounds like something you'd like to try, please, we'll connect through the text as well. But then from then on, I thought if peppermint could help my headache that quickly, what could these other bottles do? And so began my journey 7 years ago. So the doTERRA difference is really about quality and purity. So doTERRA oils are certified pure, tested grade oils, and they are sourced in regions around the world where the plants grow indigenously. So that all helps them with the efficacy of the therapeutic properties in the oil, the climate, the soil, all of these things, when they're harvested, all of these things factor into the potency and how well an oil is going to work for us. And we want it to be the best, sourced by the best, the best that nature has to offer. And then what doTERRA does when they're brought to the US and bottled in the US, they are tested by a third party called the Aromatic Plant Research Center. They put them through a slurry of tests to ensure there's nothing in the bottle except for that pure, unadulterated oil. There's no fillers, no pesticides, nothing synthetic, nothing has been added, nothing has been removed. And then we know that they are safe for our use. So not all oils are created equal, or not all oils are bottled equally, because sometimes along that value chain, things are done to the oil. Not with doTERRA, we can rest assured. We can even check the source of our oil through a website called sourcetoyou.com, where we could take the batch code. Every product produced has a batch code. We could take that batch code and plug it into a website and find out that this oil has been tested and it's verified pure, unadulterated oil. So that's pretty awesome. That's sort of a check mark that I want to know my products carry when I'm going to use them for my health, for my family's health, and when I'm going to recommend them to others. So that's the first cool thing about oils, okay? Natural and safe. So now's your chance to play. This is your opportunity to get a draw into the prize. So what's the first cool thing about oils? I'll wait for a minute while you guys text me. What's the first cool thing? You don't have to tell me a whole paragraph. I know I told you a lot of things and I gave you a hint. It might be in the title of the slide. All right. So the second cool thing, I hope you guys knew you were going to come out to learn tonight, okay? And I hope you do learn and walk away with something new. So, the second cool thing is that essential oils are more effective than many of our modern medications. And I'm going to illustrate that. There's a sort of a rudimentary picture here of a cell. I don't know if anyone has a healthcare background. Of course, Renee has been trained in health and nutrition coaching, but maybe if you can let me know if anyone does have that kind of background, or I'll just let you know that I don't, and I'm going to bring it down. For that reason, I bring it down to a very sort of common level, or the lowest common level of education. And so with this one, I'm just going to stop share for one moment and just illustrate, because I like to talk with my hands. But when I talk about the cell, so if we imagine this is our human cell, the cell has an oily outer membrane. Okay, so that's all I've remembered from grade 9 biology. But that oily outer membrane is there to protect the cell, right? It keeps the bad things out, keeps the good things in, lets the nutrients come through, work their way into the cell. There's two things that our cells do not like. They don't like a bacteria, and they do not like a virus. Okay, I know we're all learning more about viruses than we ever thought we would learn. So, when we get a bacterial infection, we go to the doctor. They usually prescribe antibiotics, right? Because antibiotics are very, very effective at killing bacteria. But the problem is they don't just kill the bad bacteria that's causing the infection. They also wipe out good bacteria, which we need to have a healthy gut and a healthy biome. And so, they also can therefore wreak havoc on our gut, on our immune health, on our emotions, our mood. And, we want to try to avoid antibiotics as best we can. So a virus, on the other hand, so a bacteria will replicate on the outside of that cell, right? It tries to get in and it creates a sludgy mess, and it really tries, but the cell membrane is protecting there. But a virus actually duplicates its DNA on the inside of the cell. And so as we're seeing today, when we have a virus, the doctor really doesn't have anything for us. And that's because our water-based medications cannot penetrate that oily outer cell membrane, okay? Viruses get in there, replicate their DNA, and I've just lost the antibiotics. I lost the word. Antibiotics are not effective because they can't penetrate the cell membrane. But essential oils can. So we know water and oil don't mix. Oil and oil do. So essential oil can penetrate that oily outer membrane and actually affect a threat on the inside of the cell as well. So they're very effective both at helping combat viral threats as well as bacterial threats, which can make them, in many cases, more effective than our modern, water-based medications. So that's the second cool thing about oils. So I'm just going to go back so you guys can text me now. What is cool thing number 2 that you're learning about oils? And I'm seeing you're very good students, and you all got an A on your first answer. So the second cool thing, I'll just wait a second there. Thinking near, 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 near. I know I said a lot again. Good. Yes. Good. Good. They are more effective. Okay. Now, the third cool thing is that they're affordable. Now, we live in Canada, right? So we know that healthcare is affordable. It's essentially free. I mean, we pay for it out of taxes, but we don't have to pay out of pocket when we go to see a doctor, unlike our friends south of the border. Right now, maybe we're an entrepreneur. Hello, I'm an entrepreneur, and I don't have healthcare to a coverage to cover me above and beyond. So if I need to get a prescription filled, which I don't usually do because I have oils, I'm going to have to pay for that prescription, right? But many companies, when I worked in corporate, I had a great coverage, right? And if I had to get a prescription filled, I had to pay 20%, right? And if you've got a spouse who also has a great coverage, you actually may have healthcare that costs you $0, right? That is very affordable healthcare. But even with essentially free healthcare in Canada, I want to illustrate how essential oils are still an affordable and a wise decision on having a wellness toolkit in your home. So let's take an example of this little honey here. She's got an earache, and I have a child's picture here, but that could be any one of us, right? I still get the odd earache. And when I get an earache, it's no fun. As a mom, I'd be running to the hospital, the walk-in clinic, any hour of the night, because earaches are no fun, and we want to get to whatever's bugging us before it becomes something much worse. And so what we would do with our oils is we can, for simply adding 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of tea tree oil, we can take away that pain. We would not pour the oils in the ear, okay, but we would kind of massage, kind of where she's holding her finger, massage around the jawline, maybe put them on a cotton ball, let them sit in the ear, because oils are volatile, right? So they're going to kind of make their way down the ear canal. And within 12 hours, usually that earache is gone. Maybe you might need another dose. Okay. So for less than $1, earache gone. Less than the cost of the gas that you would put in your car to go visit the doctor. Now, the second example I want to share might ring home for some of you. This would have been my husband. This is not my husband, but late at night, you ate too much, or you ate something, and he would get heartburn or indigestion. And of course, right when you need it, your Pepto-Bismol has expired. So you're off to the drugstore to buy Pepto-Bismol, and because it works, right? It helps coat the stomach. I don't know what else is in there that's maybe not so great, but it helped. Well, now having oils in the home prepares you for those kinds of instances. So we've got this beautiful blend of oil called Zengest, which includes things like peppermint, ginger, cardamom, fennel, things that we know are going to aid in any kind of gastro or digestive issue. 3 drops of that stuff, 51 cents, gone, right? And again, less than the cost of the gas in the car to drive to the drugstore. So that was all to illustrate to you that even if you've got free healthcare, essential oils can be a very affordable addition to your home wellness routine. So the third cool thing, I'll give you a second to text in the third cool thing that you learned about oils. And then for the A+ students, who can, I guess actually you've probably you've already told me all 3 things. This is more fun when we're live. And I would ask you, okay, who can tell me all 3 things? You just texted me all 3 things. So good for you for learning and for playing. So thanks for participating. All right. So we've talked about 3 cool things about oils. I want to cover how to use the oils. Okay. So the first way, we call it aromatically. So aromatically would be obviously through the air, right? And we know that these are aromatic molecules, aromatic compounds. So we can very commonly use oils in a diffuser. So this little round orb is a diffuser. They come in all shapes and sizes. And diffusing oils is just one way to get those beautiful aromas into the air. They can make your home smell clean without the toxic, chemicals that a Glade or some kind of plug-in air freshener would have, or a spray, Lord forbid those aerosol sprays. But not only do they make your home smell nice and sometimes remove odors from the air as well, they can also change the mood of people in the room. If you got a grumpy teenager who wakes up grumpy, put some citrus oil in your diffuser and watch the temperature of the mood change. Maybe you've got someone stressed out and you need some calming oils. Put lavender in that diffuser and help people in the room feel more calm. You can simply breathe oils in. You could, if you were with me, the way we would use that peppermint, we would simply take a drop. So I've got my peppermint here, just one little drop on the palm of the hand, and we roll the oil, or rather rub our hands together, and breathe it in. It's a nice little pick me up. I dropped a little bit. 2 sometimes come out of these bottles. Got it on my keyboard. So essential oils work very, very quickly at opening up the airways in case of peppermint or something, spearmint, something sort of more mentally. And then you can simply put them on jewelry, right? You can use lava beads or other kinds of, there's lots of different accessories that you could put the oils on, wear them on your clothing, or simply smell them out of the bottle. When I used to work in a stressful corporate job, I would have a beautiful blend called Balance, which is a grounding blend. And I would sometimes feel this wave of stress come over me as I was driving into work, knowing I was going to have a long day of meetings and, fires to put out at work. And I would just breathe it right out of the bottle, and it would really, really bring me calm really fast. And I used to think when we use oils aromatically that it was kind of hokey to think like I could breathe in this oil and it's going to like help my mood or help even my, I don't know, my stomach. But if you've ever watched a an ER show, a dentist, or been to the dentist and they want to calm you or maybe put you under for a procedure, they don't usually give you a needle or have you take a pill. They put the mask right over your, oh, I got peppermint still on my hands. They put the mask over your nose and mouth and have you breathe in. And as you breathe, you count down 10, 9, and you're usually out long before you get to 0. And that is the synthetic chemical being put in through the mask. It travels up your olfactory nerve. So up connecting underneath the bridge of your nose, you've got the olfactory nerve. And that is a sort of a neural pathway where aroma travels. In this case of synthetic, that with the mask, it's going to travel and send signals to the limbic system, which then sends signals to the body and tells the body, go to sleep, sweet dreams, and you're out. And it's very, very quick. Well, essential oils, being aromatic molecules, they work the same way. So when you put that oil on your hand or breathe it from the bottle or have it in the air in the diffuser, it's sending signals up the neural pathway to the limbic system and telling the body to be calm. Maybe it's telling the body to be happy. Maybe it's saying, wake up a little and focus. In the case of peppermint and wild orange, these can help invigorate and focus. And I've even seen it work where a pregnant, nauseous colleague of mine came to me at work and said, I know you have something in your bag of tricks. What do you got for me? She tried a drop of that Zen Jest oil that I mentioned about with the guy with the tummy upset. And in minutes, just from breathing it in, I said, go breathe it in 10 times, takes 10 deep breaths. Her morning sickness went away. And I always get excited when I know the oils work. So that was amazing. So that's the first way you can use oils is aromatically. The second way is topically. So topical use might, of course, include massage. So many of us, I'm sure, have enjoyed a massage at some point or another. And often at the end of a treatment, you might enjoy a calming oil or maybe one that's kind of soothing for sore muscles. So massage is a very, effective way of getting oils into the body. And in fact, there are all kinds of different topical protocols that we can use that put the oils down the spine because the spine has nerve endings right to the rest of the body, just like the bottoms of the feet, the hands, even the ears. We can use oils in a roller bottle. So doTERRA does have many oils that are sort of pre-made in a roller. And these are, sort of easy to apply. I call it perfume with benefits or cologne with benefits for the men on the call. And it's just a really easy way. They're diluted, so they do have a fractionated coconut oil in there to help the essential oil stay on the skin a little bit longer or get deeper into tissue in the case of maybe some muscle pain. We can use them in as part of our skincare routine. So, oils are very effective at helping with blemishes, with acne, with things like, rashes and even bug bites. And they can even repel mosquitoes. So we can, use oils topically in lots of different ways. Of course, backaches, right? You've probably purchased something like an A535 or Voltaren before, know someone who has to deal with, muscle pain after a hard day of gardening or a workout when you haven't worked out in a while. We've got Deep Blue Rub, which is a beautiful oil blend in a lotion form for the muscles. And then, of course, foot massage or more importantly, this image of the feet is to represent the fact that we can apply oils to the bottoms of our feet because the bottoms of the feet have the nerve endings that connect to all the different organs of the body. And so in fact, if someone had trouble with sleep, I would recommend you put a drop of lavender, or we have another beautiful blend called Serenity, on the bottom of the big toe. So imagine that you're just rubbing an oil on the bottom of that big toe. In fact, bergamot is in the picture. Bergamot is also one for sleep because the big toe is connected to the brain. So it's going to help send that message and say, brain, could you just calm down so that I can go to sleep? And it works very, very quickly. So topical use. So yeah, we said apply it to the bottoms of the feet or affected areas. So, you would actually apply it right on. So if you get a bug bite, you apply oils right on the skin. If you get a wound, maybe, your kids are outside and they get cuts and scrapes and road rash, oils can be applied diluted right onto the wound and really kind of speed up the healing process. And I mentioned the deep blue blend. So this is a blend that includes things like wintergreen and peppermint and helichrysum, all that are going to get deep into the tissue for that post workout, or like after a long day. It's really, really nice, cool, and soothing. So that's the second way. So we've had aromatic use and topical use. And the third way is internally. So when we're talking about internal use, the most common way that I like to enjoy my oils is simply in a glass of water. So I would put a drop of lemon oil or maybe grapefruit. This is a slim and sassy oil. This is a metabolic blend that's going to help curb sugar cravings and just balance out our metabolism. Tastes really great. And oils, they can be a very effective way to just give your body and your liver a gentle cleanse without having to squeeze lemon and, take the time, and actually the oil is even much cheaper than squeezing lots of lemons and has a beautiful burst of flavor. So you could also use oils when you're not feeling well. So if anyone in my house gets, sniffles or cough or cold, I want to not only support them so that they don't, have it carry on for a long time. I want to support my own body, and so I'm going to start to use oils internally as well. And one of the oils I love is called On Guard. So On Guard, as you can imagine, kind of a play on words. It's a protective blend. It's going to help protect your immune system. And so it's a blend that includes cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. And doTERRA has studied this oil for over a decade, and it shows to provide anti-inflammatory response as well as immune support. And so I would put that in a capsule along with like oregano, which we know is also very antibacterial, lemon, maybe some frankincense and tea tree, and just put a few drops of each and take that daily to help boost my immune system as well as whoever's sick in the house so that we don't all come down with it. And so that's just an image of being put in a little empty, like a capsule, empty vegetable gelatin capsule. You can cook with oils because they are, safe for internal use. You could put them in your salad. I like to put them in healthy fudge. My husband is a chef, so he's often using oils in, pasta, in Thai curries and things like that. And not only, to sort of validate, I guess, or further confirm that our oils are safe for internal use, doTERRA has a number of products in their lineup that are clearly for internal use. So this is the On Guard oil that I just mentioned that's very supportive for protecting your immune health. It's in a throat lozenge. So if you were coming down with a sore throat, these throat lozenges, you're not only going to help, get rid of whatever's bugging you, but the On Guard oil is also going to support your body. And then in the case of sleep, if someone were, struggling really, really badly with sleep, we can use the oil topically on the bottom of the big toe, remember, but also we have oils that are in gel capsules or soft gels format. So this is a blend of lavender and a number of other plant botanicals that's going to help with that restful state. But we also have capsules for, allergy symptoms, for digestive health, and of course for immune support. So that would be lots of ways to use oils internally. And for internal use, I really am only talking about certified pure therapeutic grade or tested grade oils. So we know, again, we know the value chain. doTERRA is connected from, the farmers, the harvesters, all the way to the testing of the oils. And because we know where they come from and the source, and that they've been verified that they're pure, we know that they're safe for internal use. But many oils on the market would have a warning, external use only, even sometimes called poison control. I mean, the fact is they don't have their finger on the value chain. They don't know where these oils are coming from. They could have been created in a lab. They could be completely synthetic. And so it's really a buyer beware kind of market. So On Guard was that oil that I mentioned. So not only is it great for your immune health, but you can add it to, hot water, drink it as a tea, add it to your pancakes. I mean, again, lots of ways to use the oils internally. So if you can remember now, you can text to me, what are those 3 ways to use oils? All right. So I'm hoping that you can see that, the goal of doTERRA and my goal, and even Renee's goal inviting me on tonight, is to educate you and see that you really can incorporate oils and natural products on your journey to a natural lifestyle. So doTERRA isn't really about, like my story was, hey, I used to use Tylenol, now I use peppermint. It's more than that. It's how can you be equipped in your home with solutions for all those day-to-day nuisances that arise, whether it's a bruise, a cut, a sore muscle, a pink eye, a sore throat, an upset stomach, stress. I mean, stress. Who doesn't feel stress? Anxiety, all of these things, oils can really support us on this journey and really save us time in going, to the doctor. And I don't know who wants to go to the doctor these days. And they can save us money. So, speaking of which, I want to just quickly tell you 3 ways you can actually purchase these oils. So, if this was something you wanted to incorporate into your home, if you're not using oils yet, you could buy oils at retail, right? So, retail would be, maybe you went to a massage and you got that massage and they put an oil on you and you really loved it. And so you could walk away. Often massage or spas and chiropractors will sell oils, but retail is the most expensive way. So, it's really not the way that any of my customers buy oils. In fact, they would rather pay wholesale. So wholesale would be like if you had a Costco membership, right? Where you pay a membership fee and you get access to all these great products at the best price. So with doTERRA, that membership is $42 Canadian for the first year, and the best price is 25% off the retail price. So, probably in your first purchase or your first 2 purchases, the membership has paid for itself. And then there's those who are really savvy and can purchase below wholesale. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that. And what doTERRA does for those who want to get a better deal than wholesale is they put together different kits that are going to support you and your family. So I'll just go through some of the kits briefly. Healthy Start is really where I started. So 7 years ago, I started with, it was actually this kit without a diffuser. So now they've added this orb here as a diffuser, which is a great way to be using oils. And this kit comes with the top 10 or the most important oils that are going to benefit your home and your family. So, frankincense is good for skin, good for anxious feelings. I mean, good for inflammation. So, topical use, oral use. Oregano, we talked about for antibacterials, good for fighting cough and cold. On Guard is in there, the one I praised for protective blend, the Zengest tummy blend. Easy Air is one more for respiratory health. So if someone's suffering congestion, maybe you let your family get a dog and you don't know why because you're allergic to it. Easy Air is going to help you breathe. It's got eucalyptus and peppermint in there. The deep blue oil we mentioned, peppermint, lemon for your water. Lavender is going to help with calming and sleep, and a tea tree oil. So I think I've covered them all. And for $205, and any of our kits, this is where you start to get below wholesale. The kits are actually less than the retail price if you were to buy these products, or less than the wholesale, as well as you get the membership included. So you're not going to pay 205 plus 42. The membership is thrown in. So these are really great ways to start. And this is sort of a nice little starter kit to start to be able to use oils in your home. Healthy Essentials is a bigger kit. So these bottles are 3 times the size. So you'll notice the price jumps up. It doesn't triple, but the oil bottles do. So there's 3 times the amount of oil. Some of the oils are a little different. So now we've introduced Adaptive. So I didn't even mention Adaptive. Adaptive was created for such a time as this. Adaptive is a blend that's going to help support you with stress and worry, anxious feelings, even, the agitation. My daughter keeps one by her computer desk at home for online school, for, overwhelm. And it's just amazing. So this can be used in a diffuser, or any of these you could dilute and use them topically. And of course, many of them also internally. Copaiba, this one's great for pain, great for mind, mood, sleep, for the whole endocrine system. But number one benefit that people, give testimony to is that it helps with pain. So it's better than or comparable to CBD oil. So a lot of people are using CBD oil for pain. Copaiba, it kind of takes the cake. And if anyone's curious or wants to learn more about that, please, you can take advantage of the text, the fact that you've got my number, and I can share with you a really cool YouTube interview where some doctors are discussing Copaiba versus CBD. Balance oil is one just for calming and grounding. So, again, who doesn't need that? Um, then for those really wanting healthy habits, right? Maybe you're looking like, "Ah, okay, these oils sound great, but I really want to, get rid of my brain fog. I want to feel more energy. I want to have a better sleep, right?" Our number one selling product, even though we are an essential oil company, is actually called Lifelong Vitality. It's these 3 brown bottles, which is a multivitamin, omega, and antioxidant support. And so this is going to give people, less chronic pain in the case of, maybe you've got an old sporting injury or so forth. Omegas are going to help balance out inflammation in the body. So if you got brain fog or you have any kind of pain, and then the alpha CRS is our antioxidant supplement. So as we age, our body, our cells, stop producing as much energy. We want to have healthy cells and have lots of energy. So this is going to help fuel the body so that you don't hit that 3 o'clock wall. You can keep going while the day is long. And I know we're getting longer days now. This one also includes the deep blue rub. So I mentioned that topical ointment for muscle pain, a digestive enzyme. So again, any outward issue that our body might face often starts with a gut issue. So we want to look at our gut and make sure we've got a healthy gut. And then a number of oils: frankincense, balance, on guard, of course, tangerine, which is one we can put in the water for liver cleanse, and lavender. So I've elaborated on those. And then for those really just saying, what, oils, I love how they smell. I want my home to smell beautiful. I want things maybe to help me calm when I go to sleep. I want things to help me be awake when I'm at work. I want things to help with stress when, there's turmoil in the home. Then this would be your place to start. So again, comes with a diffuser. This is called our La Luz diffuser. And then a number of different blends, including adaptive, which I just elaborated on for mood and mind, and serenity, which is great for sleep or stress. Balance, I mean, citrus bloom, so florals and citrus oils. Cheer, who doesn't want to feel more cheerful? And the oil will just help uplift your mood. So this is a really great place to start as well. So you can see there's lots of options for lots of different needs and lots of different places to start. And all of the kits do include the membership. So I've shared with you 3 cool things, 3 ways to use. I just want to share lastly 3 types of people who will come and listen to me teach about my passion of essential oils. First are those who really are looking to live a wellness lifestyle. These people are excited to bring home natural solutions to their family and start to use them. And for you, we have continuing education. So I teach every Monday. I teach, and Renee had mentioned we partnered together. I bring in other wellness professionals, and we show how oils can be a part of so many parts of your daily life. We also have an 8-week online continuing education program. So you want to educate, educate, educate so you can have your wellness lifestyle that you're seeking. And then there's those who love to share. So maybe you sat here thinking, oh my gosh, my sister needs to hear about this, or my brother, or my mother, or my neighbor who has this child with an XYZ issue. So those people who are enthusiastic about sharing, over time, they can actually start to get the products that they pay for free by introducing doTERRA to others. And we call that free natural health care. And there are literally thousands of people getting free natural health care thanks to doTERRA's robust sharing compensation plan. And then lastly are those who, like me, want to build an income. And I didn't want to at the start. I was all in the live box. I wanted to live this wellness lifestyle, but I knew I had people to share with who could benefit. And then eventually I grew into this entrepreneur wanting to really make an impact on the lives of others, not only on their health, but also on their finances. And so if you fall into the share or build category, I would invite you to get in touch with me. and we can connect at another time. In fact, if you're really keen, at 8 o'clock, I'm partnering with another doTERRA advocate, and we're going to be teaching about the business opportunity on Zoom tonight. So if that's something you're curious about learning more about this great company, I'd invite you to just ask for the link and I'd be happy to send it along. So that's it. But who likes free stuff? Before we end, if you're not currently using oils and you think, wow, these look amazing, how do I get them into my home? I can't wait to start. If you are not already a doTERRA customer and you're interested in getting started, I do have a promotion running for the next 3 days. If we were to connect over the next 72 hours, if you started with any of those kits that I shared, you're going to get an additional free oil. So this Citrus Bliss is perfect for, entering, excuse me, the summer. It's very uplifting. It's all the citrus oils. You name it, it's in there. Tangerine, lime, lemon, grapefruit, even a little hint of vanilla just to kind of soften it. It's a beautiful, uplifting oil. And that is because I'm part of this Diamond Club program sponsored by doTERRA. If you were to purchase maybe a larger kit, or you want to, try the supplements as well as oils, we can get your order to a 300 PV order. You'd actually get the Citrus Bliss as well as adaptive, which again is amazing for the stressful times we're living in. So that's that. I'm just going to skip by that. And I invite you, before we open up to any questions, to really consider, what are your health concerns? So we asked you at the start, where do you fit, right? Were you wondering what the hippie oils were all about, or wanting to be informed, make me a believer? Maybe you're using oils a little bit, or maybe a lot. I would like to know, and you can text me again, what are some of your health concerns? What's going on with you or your family? And you can pick more than one. Okay, so I bet probably everyone could say A. There's stress or anxiousness in the home. Maybe you're concerned about immune support. Maybe you don't sleep well. You might have some pain or discomfort. Maybe digestive health is an issue, or it is on a Friday night when you indulge too much in pizza or something that your body doesn't agree with. Maybe your energy's low or you can't really focus. Maybe you want to look at reducing your toxic load, right? We don't really often think about, what are we putting into our body or on our body, in the bathroom, in the kitchen? How is this affecting us? Maybe you want to start to remove some of those items. Tonight, we just gave you the basics about oils, but oils and doTERRA can start to help incorporate healthy living into other areas of your home as well. Or maybe you just want to feel healthier, right? And yes, exercise is part of that. And yes, food is part of that. And yes, mindset is part of that. But yes, oils can be a part of that as well. So if you have any of these health concerns, you can give me the numbers. You could do them all, or any of those. And you're curious about how oils might support you in that area, I would love to share with you at least a sample. At least maybe we have a conversation. Excuse me. And you can learn a little bit more about your particular health concern. So the next steps really are, tell me what your concerns are. Maybe it's one, maybe it's two, maybe it's three. We can connect in the next 48, 72 hours. If you decide to order oils with doTERRA, they do come right to your door. And then we set up a one-on-one, so we connect and make sure that you've learned a lot today, that you know what you'd be using them for. We can plug you into our continuing education, and then we have ongoing education and support. So that really concludes my presentation, and I hope you've enjoyed. Well, I enjoyed the joy of sharing doTERRA with you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've seen that presentation before, but I like it. I think it's very informative, and I was
Yeah.
going through and taking some notes. And I did get a question in the chat here from Chris, and he is asking, how would you know how much oil or how long to use oil in a diffuser?
Mhm.
For instance, if you were trying to get your teenager in a better mood.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So again, because our oils are so concentrated, we don't need a lot. So you could put like about 4 to 5 drops. I mean, we kind of make a range of 5 to 7 in a diffuser. And basically how diffusers work is they do have, actually, I have one right here. They have a water reservoir in them. and a very clear line as to how much to fill it. So it's hard to see this. That wasn't really helpful, but many of them actually have a red, mine has a line around the inside. Many of them have a red dot, so it's very clear. So you just fill it to there, and the diffuser is meant to run the length of its life. So it might be a 10-hour diffuser. You know, it could run up to 10 hours. It might, some of them run up to 6 hours. And once it's run out of water, it will turn off. So it usually lasts that length of time. So there's no harm in too much oil in a diffuser, because you're only putting a couple drops in and it's diffusing for hours throughout the day. But you could have it going sort of like start going a half hour before you've got that grumpy teenager entering the room. So they come in and the room is already, you know, being shifted, right? The smell is already in the room, the aroma is in the room. Or if they're in their room, if they have their own room. I mean, I have a 12-year-old boy. Boys stink. And so, you know, I will put oils in his room just to help with the stink, but they're also going to help with his mood. And so you could even disguise it and say, I'm putting this in your room because your room stinks, but it's actually going to help shift their behavior. So adaptive is a beautiful blend. That's the one that I had iterated. We use cheer. There's lots of different emotional oils. And at bed, you know, bedtime, because they stay up too late playing video games and then now they're maybe a little bit wired, we can, you know, have the diffuser going half hour before we try to get them into bed, and it's going to help calm their mind as well. So that was a long answer, but hopefully that helped.
I have a question
Yeah.
off of that. I have a diffuser in my, I have a couple diffusers in my house, but I've been using the one in my bedroom because I know you and I, Jodie, have talked about sleep. I focus on sleep. Um, but I noticed that now my diffuser is starting to get, like, I guess it's hard water deposits.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain way to clean diffusers?
You can clean them with water and vinegar.
Okay.
Or lemon oil, because lemon oil not only cleans our liver and, you know, gives us a gentle cleanse, it's actually one you could clean just lightly with a cotton pad, and clean the inside of a diffuser with lemon oil. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tina has a question. She's interested in lemon oil. Would
Mm-hmm.
she use one drop for the day, or is it safe to have more during the day?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it is safe to have more during the day. So I say 1 to 2 drops in a glass. So, and you always want to make sure with citrus oils, you're using glass, or could be stainless steel or ceramic, but never plastic. So I know we have a lot of plastic water bottles, because plastic will, the lemon oil can break down the petrochemical in the plastic. Yeah. So one or two drops in your water. Talking so much, and it's hot. 1 or 2 drops in your water, you can drink that throughout the day. And in fact, doTERRA does sort of post some oil safety guidelines that will tell you, you know, you're not going to overdo it. I mean, many health professionals warn that, you know, oils can be toxic if taken internally and things like that. If you take too much, or they'll say like if you take 15 milliliters in one sitting. This bottle is 15 milliliters. Like, nobody would ever say take a bottle. Like, that's like taking a bottle of Tylenol. Like, we wouldn't, of course, it's not going to be safe if we take a bottle of Tylenol. So throughout the day, 2 to 3 drops in your water. You can drink that 3-4 times a day, completely fine. And you want to switch it up. So lemon oil is great for cleansing the liver. Maybe another day you want to spend the day enjoying tangerine oil or wild orange oil. So all of these oils are high in antioxidants, as well as supporting the liver, and they're going to just be a great way to give yourself a nice gentle cleanse.
Awesome. One thing you had mentioned, you can clean the diffuser with lemon oil. I think I saw, everybody, she has a Facebook group, and I am part of your Facebook group, and I think I saw that you can actually put oil in a spray bottle. Is it disinfectant? Is that what I saw? I don't.
That's okay. Yeah, you absolutely can. So you can put essential oils. So you can, that's where the fun comes, right? With how can we replace the harmful things in our home with natural alternatives. So you can put oils in a spray bottle with water to freshen a room, like a room spray. So instead of, I mentioned Glade and these aerosols that we use in the bathroom, you could be using oils in a spray bottle. You can use them as a linen spray. You could spray your stinky son's room down instead of using a diffuser. And definitely they can be used to clean as well. I'm right now ripping paper to do my old school draw for the trash. So just
Okay.
that's the noise that you're hearing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So Maria asks, for the $207 pack, does it explain the function of each oil? And does it include the education you mentioned in the last slide?
Yes. So your kit would come with something like this, and it does give you sort of high level explanation. There's a guide of whether you can use the oils aromatically, internally, topically. So that's why we teach about the uses. So you start to understand how to use them. And then that would give you sort of a high level overview. And yes, if you were to join doTERRA with me, with me, Renee, we're kind of on the same team here, then the continuing education is absolutely free to watch at your leisure. Or like I said, I do a one-on-one with you to make sure you know thoroughly how to use the oils. We even make some DIY rollers, so you really get to use them in a meaningful way. And then there's no shortage of education, and also not too much. I'm never giving too much information, but definitely want to educate you so that you can really start to benefit from the oils.
Yeah, awesome. David asked, which oils are good for arthritis? At the start, you referred to your husband experiencing this discomfort.
Yeah, so Deep Blue, so the Deep Blue tube that you saw, actually that Healthy Start kit is really what I would recommend for arthritis. So, I know a lot of people believe in supplements, some people don't believe in supplements, but for my husband who has suffered with old man creaky knees since he was a young man, the game changer for him was when he started using our Lifelong Vitality Pack, which was that omega supplement, multivitamin, and antioxidant support. So now he's 52, he has no knee pain, his migraines stopped. But for the temporary relief, when muscle pain arrives, or if you get arthritis in your joints, then Deep Blue Rub or Deep Blue Oil, which the oil is in the rub, is really phenomenal. It's got to be one of our top 10 products. And I know Renee's nodding because she has used that one. It is amazing for muscle relief.
I just have to tout the Deep Blue Rub. Jodie knows this. A few of you know this, that I have right now. I have injured my shoulder, and I've had this problem for quite a while because I haven't wanted to go to the physiotherapy. But anyway, I just put the Deep Blue Rub on like probably a half an hour before this session, and it literally right now I don't have any pain. So it actually really does. It really does help. It's really nice, the rub, because you can just rub it everywhere. It's like a cream, and it smells really good. So
yes,
that's one of my favorite products.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there are other things. So I mentioned the copaiba oil, David. So copaiba is they compare it to CBD in how it works with pain in the body. I know that's on Renee's list.
Yeah.
She's a good student for the next order. So I'm just getting ready to do the draw as well. So copaiba is amazing. It comes in a soft gel format, as well as Deep Blue also comes in a capsule, which includes our frankincense resin. So frankincense is going to be really, really helpful with inflammation. So if we can get it orally in the body, we want to help, just like when we take a Tylenol, right? The pain, we take it internally and it gets to where it needs to go. So when we take supplements, we take them internally and it can get to where it needs to go from the inside out. And then the Deep Blue Rub or oil or something like wintergreen, even copaiba can be used as a topical application. So there are really some amazing testimonies. And David, if you're curious, I can send you a little video. There's a testimony of someone who just gives his journey of dealing with arthritis and pain and what he had tried before. And I've got parents, they're in their 70s, they have arthritis, they have fibromyalgia, they have always believed in natural things. They've tried shark cartilage. They've tried Lakota oil. They've tried, you know, you name it, honeybee pollen, whatever it was, they tried it. And now in their 70s, they use what I recommend finally, and they feel good. So, you know, there's lots of solutions, and I'm happy to connect with you to share more.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it that's come through for questions. So
All right.
we're getting close to 7:59. So I think
Yeah.
it's time
So
for you to do the draw.
yeah. So if you did not text me your name, just scroll back. So I have a couple numbers with no name. So I have Janice, Rosetta, Maria, David, Tina. And then I have a few people who very diligently answered me. Oh, Chris, there's a Chris. So I think I'm missing one more. Oh, David. Okay, so thanks, David. If you won, we'll get in contact with you. So thanks for joining. So one person maybe did not text me your name. Janice, I have.
What's the area code?
647 here. Maybe I'll just text you back.
Okay, so it's a yeah. So
I'm just saying name, please. I don't mean to be rude. Name, please. And then we're going to do a draw. And what we're going to do a draw for is our On Guard roller. So we have this beautiful On Guard roller. So On Guard is really one that you're going to want for protecting your body, protecting your immune system. And so that's what you're going to win. So 1, 2, 3. Do I have everyone? I have David, Tina, Chris, Maria, Rosetta, and Janice. If I missed you and you're here, you can just put your name in the chat if you've been texting me. Deborah, were you playing, Deborah? Okay. Okay, looks like maybe no. Okay, so 6 names. So I did it old school. I'm gonna close my eyes. I got your name written on a little piece of paper. And here we go. Rosetta. So Rosetta, congratulations. So you can just text me your address and you will be getting the On Guard oil in the mail. Yay. And for anyone else who didn't win, I'm happy to drop you a sample of something or more than one thing if you'd like to try something for any of your health concerns. And thank you so much, Renee, for inviting me to be here. I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, had fun.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. And for those of you that I know some of you are regulars, so I hope to see you again next week at my next session, same time. I think it's at 7, maybe 7:30. But anyway, I appreciate you joining and participating, and congratulations, Rosetta. And I hope you found it informative. And I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks, everyone.
Right. Good night.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.